Good morning. This is not soda. This is La Croix. Pretty good. I like it. 0 calories. And I wanted to start the morning just reading a couple of AI news to you because if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to be on top of AI at least every once a week. Try to get on some good newsletters so you know what's going on. One of the best newsletters that I read is by, I'm going to mess up his name, but Sane Can, and it's called Superhuman. It's a really good newsletter, and there's a couple of news that I wanted to share with you. So hi, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Just say hi in the chat. So news number one from the AI world. Microsoft enters the AI browser wars. So the Edge browser now includes Copilot mode, an AI assistant that can see your tabs, summarize pages, and even fill out forms. Microsoft has also introduced Miko, a Clippy 2.0 style expressive orb that talks back and teaches you things in a new Learn Live mode. Additional updates include Copilot groups for collaborative conversations and real talk, where the AI shares opinionated responses. Try Copilot mode in Edge here. Okay, so guys, it's pretty funny, but OpenAI is kind of knocking on Google's door. Google has been running the browser game for a long time now with Chrome, and OpenAI just launched Atlas, and now Microsoft, that they've always had Bing, if you remember. Bing is the web browser that only 70-plus-year-old people that did not change the browser in their computer still use. But now they're updating it and doing a little bit more of browser battle. So if you want to check it out, just try Copilot mode in Edge. Go and look for the browser called Edge, and you might find some cool stuff over there. Now, a second news is that Anthropic, which is a company, the AI company that owns Claude, just gave it a huge memory upgrade, right? So Claude now lets users automatically recall past conversations with an option to view, edit, or delete individual memories. Users can also create memory spaces to separate work and personal context. The feature is now available to Max users, while Pro subscribers will get access to upcoming days. This update coincides with Anthropic securing access to 1 million Google Cloud TPUs in a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure deal. So basically, as I think I've told you this, guys, in the past, but Sam Altman, who's the founder of OpenAI, said in one of his interviews that his goal is to create a large language model, an AI, that pretty much you get assigned when you're born, and that has unlimited memory, and that just follows you all throughout your life, right? So imagine that you're born, you get an AI, and then this AI just starts tracking your biometric data, your location data, your everything. It's kind of scary, right? But it would also be an incredible complement to the human brain, because the human brain is kind of a mystery still, and it's got certain deficiency. We have a very selective type of memory. If I ask you what were you having for breakfast Monday, October 22nd, 1995, you would not remember that, but an AI could remember that. So there would be some good use to it. And what Anthropic did is that they just pretty much upgraded the memory inside of Claude. So you have a way broader memory, and you can edit what they remember and what they forget, which is pretty cool. You actually, I've played around with this feature in another AI. I can't remember which one it has. I think ChatGPT had something similar, but you saw like a little summary of everything that this AI knows about you, and then you can erase a couple of things and just make sure that it focuses on what you want it to remember. And of course, there's a lot of privacy concerns about this, right? What else, guys? So another one of the articles that I'm reading right now this morning from this newsletter that I highly recommend if you're into AI, called Superhuman. The headline is, AI companies want chatbots to feel personal, but Americans are skeptical. And just let me know in the chat, do you want your AI assistant to feel personal, to know more about you, to give you personalized responses, or does that kind of freak you out? Let me know. And this is a little bit of the summary of that part of the article. So AI chatbots want to take their relationship to the next level. Elon Musk Grok lets users create personal animated avatars for conversations, while Perplexity, another AI, offers personalized AI companions. In a recent post, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman also indicated that ChatGPT will soon permit mature and erotic content. But a new Pew Research survey finds half of Americans are more worried than excited about AI's growing presence in their lives. And this is actually very real. I don't know if you guys had a Tamagotchi when you were growing up. It was, I think it was Chinese or Japanese. This little toy that we used to have, which was literally like a tiny Game Boy that you had to feed or it would die. And then you had like the Furbies, another kind of like toy that you had to take care of, like if it was a baby or it would die, right? AI is kind of looking a little bit like that, right? They want to make it a part of our daily routine, and they're looking for it to be more personable, because if it's personable, it'll give us more personalized answers. It'll make us like it more, and this will probably increase retention. You can never forget that this is a battle for your attention. Your attention is the most valuable asset that any type of company has. If we take our eyeballs off ChatGPT, if we take our eyeballs off Facebook, then what will happen is that their profits will go down, nobody will want to advertise with them, and that will be a mess for everyone, right? So it's a very interesting deal here, how Elon Musk in Grok, if you haven't tried it out, you can have your AI assistant, and it's like this anime style avatar that's some like the cool looking guy and a sexy looking girl, and they'll be your friend, which is kind of weird, but a lot of people like it. And Grok also has a little feature when you're chatting with it. It has a little bar that tells you to select a modality, right? And you can ask Grok to be your therapist. You can ask Grok to be your medical advisor. And you can also ask Grok to treat you like a partner, right? Which is kind of creepy. And I've been telling you this for ages, but we're very close to a moment where your son or daughter walks in the door with this beautiful Angelina Jolie looking kind of robot and just tells you, this is my girlfriend, Dad. What are you going to do about it? That's going to happen, and it's coming faster, and it's actually being pushed to a certain way with Grok allowing you to personalize this as a life partner. It's actually happening with now Sam Altman allowing more erotic and mature content, and that's going to be very interesting to say the least. I do have to say that when these massive tech companies get into positioning their tools like toys, we have to be scared. And I wouldn't say scared. We have to be very responsible, right? Because when huge tech companies whose only goal in life is profit want to start catering towards childs, that's where we have to go like, hey, hold on a freaking minute. I don't want you testing this new technology that's probably going to mess up my kid's brain right now, right? Maybe we have to wait a little bit for it. And we've seen how that rolls with social media. With social media, I don't know how you treat your kids, but there's all this myth about how actual billionaires will grow up their kids without iPads, without technology, until they become mature enough. And they always tell you that the moment that you want your kid's childhood to end, just give them a cell phone, right? So we have to be really, really careful with new technologies, guys. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share a couple of daily AI news for business with you. What we went through is that Microsoft just upgraded its Edge browser to make it more AI friendly. We also talked about Anthropic giving Claude its AI way more memory and a way for you to customize it. And the last thing is that we just gave a little bit of commentary about how AI wants to be more personable, almost in a kind of like a angle where they're catering towards kids, which is kind of weird. And that's pretty much it. Have a great morning, guys. Love you, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye.